Is Ben Carson the new face of the GOP, and what does he stand for? Dr. Ben Carson is a neurosurgeon and the director of pediatric neurosurgery at John Hopkins Hospital. He's also a black man and quite possibly a Republican, my speculation. He and his wife also founded the Carson Scholars Fund in 1994, which awards $1,000 scholarships to kids in grades 4 through 11. And in 2000, they also launched the Ben Carson Reading Project, which funds the building and maintenance of reading rooms for schools. Also, in 2009, a Lifetime movie was made about his life, starring Cuba Gooding Jr., titled Gifted Hands, The Ben Carson Story. At this year's National Prayer Breakfast, he stated that he grew up in, quote, dire poverty. He believes that rich people's money should be in the U.S. or stay in the U.S. versus the Cayman Islands, as an example, because it, quote, creates jobs, rich people's money. And he believes every newborn should be given a health savings account that can be contributed to pre-tax, and that the indigent should receive contributions from the government for this specific account. During his March CPAC speech, he supported, among other things, kids following what their parents say, that we need to better educate our kids, we have to hold politicians accountable, and that the government is spending us, quote, into oblivion. That President Obama has, quote, created division among the people and has everyone pitted against each other. He also created, Obama, a culture of ridicule, undermined the financial stability of the country, and, quote, weakened the military. But, he says, let's not lay the blame on any one particular person. Carson also made the statement, quote, no one is starving on the streets. We've always taken care of them. Again, no one, as in nobody, as in not one person, is starving on the streets. We've always taken care of them. And that churches now are better at taking care of the poor than government-funded social programs. He talked about a proportional tax system using 10% as an example for a person with $10 billion versus a person with only $10. And then stated that it's not fair to, quote, exempt some people from paying federal taxes because they make well, let's just say they're very poor. And while everyone else has to pay taxes and, quote, takes care of the poor, thereby keeping the poor poor instead of helping them get out of poverty by having them pay taxes. At least that's Ben Carson's logic. He also said corporations are not, quote, social welfare organizations because of the high corporate tax rates they have to pay in this country. Finally, during a recent Fox News interview, Carson made his opposition clear to same-sex marriage, bringing NAMBLA and bestiality into the discussion, but claiming days later that he was not equating same-sex marriage with bestiality or men and underage boy relationships. Regardless, due to these comments, students at John Hopkins Medical School began seeking signatures for a letter that would replace Carson as their commencement speaker. He's all yours, GOP, or what's left of him.